So the second half underway. Full court pressure being applied by Anadolu Efes Istanbul. The press broken effectively by the composure of Jaren Grant. Now Kostas Lukas from the half-court logo. Shane Larkin staying in front of him. That's a solid pick set by Wenyen Gabriel, and it's an illegal one. Remember, he was called for an illegal screen in the first half. Gabriel called for his third foul, and 2 of them have been on illegal screens. So Ercan Osmani finds a cutting Elijah Bryant, being forced right by Kendrick Nunn. Elijah Bryant driving on Wenyen Gabriel. That's foul number 4. My goodness, that is going to change the complexion of proceedings here at the Basketball Development Center, because surely Coach Ercan Ataman is going to have no choice but to sit Wenyen Gabriel down so that his shot blocking presence is available for the 4th quarter. 2 fouls. 34 seconds gone, and Wenyen Gabriel called for 2 fouls here in the 3rd period. So that is 4 fouls overall. So shot off the mark. As we take a look at the 5 on the floor for the visiting team. And he called for his 3rd foul. Gambling was Darius Thompson. Jaren Grant completing the pass. Completing the catch. Stopping mid-range and bottoming the jump shot from the edge of the lane is Kendrick Nunn. 4 of 6 from 2-point territory in his 8-point total. His team with their largest lead of the game. 8 points the advantage on this, the first score of the second half. Pulling up from downtown is Elijah Bryant, finding the basket covered once again. It goes through the fingers of Darius Thompson, and now Kendrick Nunn over at the hash mark. That's terrific Team D as Yurtseven unable to complete the field goal on the inside. Offensive foul set by Osmani, now on the illegal screen. Now that's 4 fouls on him. And Osmani, well, his teammates have got to get a hold of him here. Kostas Lukas is upset because effective forward, but he's got to do so in a manner that doesn't invoke the ire of the on-court officials. So Wenyen Gabriel on the sideline with 4 fouls, having picked up 2 in 34 seconds here in quarter number 3. The coaches seeking to cool the temper of Ercan Osmani, because he too has been hit with 2 fouls in a really short space of time. Derek Willis onto the floor for the first time tonight. Nunn defended by Bryant. Nunn drives right, turn around into his rhythm. That is almost impossible to stop as Kendrick Nunn moves to 10 points in the game, 5 of 7 for real efficiency from 2-point territory. And for the first time in this fixture, we have a double-digit advantage, and it's in favor of the reigning champions. Slapped away by Yurtseven to deny the wheeling, dealing Anadolu Efes Istanbul. Bryant off the mark. Darius Thompson with the offensive board. It's a recycled 14, and Bryant drills it from downtown, and that will do his confidence the world of good. Elijah Bryant now 1 of 4 from 3-point territory. Remember, he had a really difficult time from the field in playoff game number 2, where he was 1 of 9 from the field overall. And in playoff game 1, he was 0 of 4 from downtown. So he gets 1 to 4 from 3-point territory. Stolen by Shane Larkin. Shane Larkin, that is 9 straight games now, bagging at least 1 steal. They tried to hang it up for Derek Willis. He's broken up on the inside. So having worked so hard to get the turnover, Kendrick Nunn finding the ways to score once again. We all know about his prowess with the 3-ball, but he is carving his way to the basket beautifully. 12 points in the game to lead all scorers on 6 of 8 shooting from 2. Willis back to Larkin, whom he freed up with the screen. How about that from Larkin to split the gap? Foul committed by Dinos Mitoglou. Cries of FS ringing around the Basketball Development Center. Slukas staying in front of a light of Darius Thompson, fighting on the offensive glass, and the ball eventually bobbling its way fortuitously into the hands of Vincent Poirier. His first points of the game. On that, just his second field goal of the night. Reduces the arrears to 7. Panathinaikos momentarily had a double-digit lead of 10. It's none. Offloads to Yurtseven. Three-pointer, Dinos Mitoglou is bottom beautifully, and he remains perfect from downtown. 12 points in the game, the joint high scorer for the game, along with his teammate Kendrick Nunn. Kendrick Nunn getting it done at mid-range and on the inside. Dinos Mitoglou doing it from all over the floor, and a double-digit advantage restored. So Bryant checking his options. Kendrick Nunn looking to force him right towards help. Bryant down to the low post, and it's blocked by Kendrick Nunn, who is doing it all on both sides of the ball here tonight. Darius Thompson trying to climb inside the jersey of Kostas Lukas. Pump fake, one dribble, mid-range J, baseline is off the back iron. Omar Yurtseven fighting on the offensive glass. So we've got a foul committed by Jaren Grant. So Panathinaikos in the penalty before the halfway stage of quarter number 3. Elijah Bryant hit his only free throw when he was the final player to score for FS in the first half, completing a 3-point play. Jaren Grant called for foul number 2. Player on each side, Ercan Osmani for FS and Wenyen Gabriel picking up 2 third quarter fouls to take them to 4 fouls in the game. So a perfect trip to the stripe reduces the arrears to a single-digit deficit. Elijah Bryant, 10 points in the game. Bottomed once again from the top of the key. Dinos Mitoglou on fire here at the Basketball Development Center. 15 points in the game, including a perfect 3 of 3 from downtown. Easy pickings for Kendrick Nunn, who picks off that steal and now leads the break options for Panathinaikos. Drawing the foul is Kostas Lukas. And Anadolu Efes Istanbul seemingly at 6s and 7s. And you have to credit the defense and the activity and intensity of the reigning champions. But Dinos Mitoglou continuing to his career average 7.4 points per game. But again, sometimes players have to subsume their talents for the benefit of the team. He's willingly taken on that role this campaign. Here he is with the basketball now as he offloads to Slukas. Slukas splitting the gap, kicks it to the baseline cutter, Omar Yurtseven. Darius Thompson with the defensive board. As FS continuing to have difficulty putting the ball in the basket. Just 7 points in the period so far. 5 minutes, 50 seconds have gone. Oh, and my goodness. Unable to complete the reception is Vincent Poirier. Shane Larkin leaving his feet to pass and a little too hot to handle for Vincent Poirier in the paint. So PJ Dozier checking into the game as Vincent Poirier takes a seat on the sidelines. Three-guard backcourt of Bryant, Larkin and Dozier. It's Bryant riding Jaren Grant, got all the way beneath the dots. Wanchoen and Gomez challenged mid-air by Danaturu. Shot turned back with the rejection. And again, excuse me, it's Omer Yurtseven who completes the finish on the inside, and that is the second time in this game a shot has been turned back by Danaturu, but yet Panathinaikos stay with the play and get the interior field goal to fall. So 13 points the advantage, the largest lead of the game for the reigning champions. Ball makes its way to Slukas, down to the corner, and that off the mark from downtown for deep point territory, but it was a good look at the basket. Dozier dancing with the dribble, blows by Dinos Mitoglou. His feet were rooted to the floor. PJ Dozier ending the run of 5 points without reply, put on the board by the reigning champions. Remained the double-digit lead as Slukas, weaving his way down the lane, poked away by Danaturu. Possession will stay with Panathinaikos. That'll go down as a block shot. That's the third of the game. I wondered whether it was an attempted steal, but that very much the long arm of the law extended by Dan. So Dinos Mitoglou hearing it from the Panathinaikos front office staff, because he, with an outstanding shift, the manner in which he was beaten on the dribble and that three-point attempt suggesting perhaps just feeling the pace a little bit, as Aturu with his fourth block of the game. Wanchoen and Gomez fighting for the ball as it came off the iron. Somehow created a field goal attempt. Oh my goodness, and that's a turnover committed. But look who's on the floor in the thick of the fight for the scrum. That's going to be a foul on Derek Willis. But Danaturu with his fourth block of the night. Remember, in playoff game 1, his front court partner Vincent Poirier came away with 5 rejections, the first man to do that in the postseason. Danaturu, well, 2.5 minutes remaining or thereabouts for the home team, and right now they're suffering the ignominy of a single-digit quarter of scoring. I know it's playoff time and that intensity increases, but for players of this level, while scoring will go down, they would back them 99, if not 100 times of 100 to be able to put 10 points on the board, even through trips to the free throw line. And FS have only been to the free throw line twice here in quarter number 3, those sunk by Elijah Bryant just 5 times in the game overall. Kendrick Nunn, his consistency from the charity stripe continuing. 86% from the free throw line this season, but that is now 22 consecutive free throws made for Kendrick Nunn as he moves to 14 points in the game. His team up by 13 for the second time on the night. Larkin rotates it to Dozier. Turu fakes the screen, slides down the lane. PJ Dozier disrupted by Omer Yurtseven, and then hits the high arcing J. And since he's returned to the action, PJ Dozier has done a good job finding a way to put the ball in the basket. Big body of Omer Yurtseven, making life difficult, but he stayed with the play and reduces the arrears to 11. Nunn to the dots, over Danaturu, and that is a tough finish. Kendrick Nunn moving to 16 points in the game on 7 of 9 shooting from 2-point territory. Really smart play from Kendrick Nunn, because again his 3-ball hasn't been the most efficient during the postseason. It's 38% from 3-point territory. Roland Schmitz calling for the lob. Aturu keeps it himself, attacks, denied by Omer Yurtseven, who touched the basketball last. It's Panathinaikos, so possession will remain with the home team. Terrific block on the inside against his fellow big from Ömer Yurtseven. That's his second rejection of the night. Now, I think this must be surely fought to see who touched it last.
It's okay. We change the decision, check the time.
So it has been another strong quarter for the reigning champions. Efes avoiding the ignominy of a single-digit return, but just 16 second quarter points, just 11 points netted in the third period so far, and less than a minute remains now. There's none. Game's leading scorer with 16. Poked away by PJ Dozier, still fighting for it, hitting the deck to get possession. He's hooked up Roland Schmitz, who frees Danaturu with another rim-rocking jam to get the crowd energized here at the Basketball Development Center. PJ Dozier with terrific alertness and intelligence to get down, deflect the basketball to Roland Schmitz, who then unselfishly offloaded to the streaking Danaturu, who tore down the rim with another two-fisted jam. Schmitz with the steal, on the fly, on the break, and he gets the field goal to fall. A magnificent run fashioned in the final minute of the third quarter by Anadolu Efes Istanbul has brought them storming back into contention. Wonderful anticipation from Roland Schmitz, and then eyes only on the basket. Euro stepping his way through traffic and getting the finger roll to fall at the rim. Roland Schmitz in the thick of the action during this run of this burst of 4 points without reply, posted by Efes. So the shot clock no longer a factor. Slukas one-on-one with Shane Larkin. Multiple EuroLeague champions going head-to-head. Big screen set by Dinos Matoglu. Wide open three. Juancho and Gomez off the back iron. Rebound secured by Elijah Bryant. And the home fans up on their feet, applauding the fight back produced by Anadolu Efes. So there's the five on the floor to begin the fourth quarter for the home team, as Roland Schmitz one-on-one with Dinos Matoglu takes it into the lane. Terrific footwork down low, solid defensive effort by Dinos Matoglu, but the footwork off the drop step spin move by Roland Schmitz, making it back-to-back buckets for him. The lead reduced to just 7, 6-0 run for Efes, and Roland Schmitz involved in all 3 buckets of this 6-0 run. Fantastic hustle from PJ Dozier again. It was he combined with Schmitz that sprung Danaturu to take Efes to 52 points. And that's the type of effort you come to associate with postseason basketball. Everything dialed up several notches in the playoffs. Intensity, physicality. So Kendrick Nunn using the screen from Dinos Matoglu. Juancho and Gomez rotates it to Dinos Matoglu. Now what's the call here? It's an illegal screen. Dinos Matoglu letting the high post J go, but by that time the whistle had already gone, but it's barely audible in this atmosphere here at the Basketball Development Center. A real cauldron of an atmosphere. So Aturu comes to set a pick at the high post. Now there's a mismatch on the perimeter. Juancho and Gomez fronting Danaturu. He's now got prime position on the offensive boards. Elijah Bryant with the offensive rebound, frees up Shane Larkin. Larkin has lost his own dribble, poked away, and it's going to be a backcourt violation. Terrific work by Kostas Lukas, hawking the basketball and forcing his fellow great Shane Larkin into a turnover. Look at Slukas get down here. It comes off the back leg of Larkin, then another swipe from Slukas. I think Larkin thought that sensational defensive play from Kostas Lukas. He was so crucial in a successful second quarter. Panathinaikos posted offensively 25 points on the board there, demonstrating its intensity on the defensive end. Called for his second foul. Minute 23 gone in the fourth quarter. Efes with the only score of the period so far. Juancho and Gomez out to Slukas, who lets it fly with the shot clock in the red. PJ Dozier with a dominant defensive rebound, denying the board to Danaturu. Larkin stopping on a dime, pulls it back out towards the halfway line, putting Dinos Mitoglou on skates. Pull up three-pointer is dropped. Shane Larkin dancing with the dribble to shake off the attempted defensive efforts of Dinos Mitoglou. It wound up being a wide open three. Shane Larkin, 3 of 5 from downtown, brings his team back to within 4. A 9-0 run spanning quarters 3 and 4. As Nunn penetrates the gap, he's lost his footing. What's the call? We've got a foul, and I think it's going to be called in the gather step. I think the contact occurred down low, as Danaturu attempting to move his feet. But it's Elijah Bryant on the help who is called for the foul. So Omer Yurtseven receiving the inbound pass. Slukas with a mismatch against the Turu, beats him with the blow-by, passes out to the perimeter. Jaren Grant runs into a Turu, difficult three on the fade, off the glass. Oh my goodness, why did Elijah Bryant not reel that one in? Maybe he was gliding across the lane, but he looked to me as though he could have reached out and grabbed it with his right hand. Instead, he watched it go by. Extra possession for Panathinaikos. 3-ball rattles around the rim, and this time Elijah Bryant does ensure that it's his. So Shane Larkin, hot from sinking a previous three-pointer. Now, what kind of call are we going to get here? Because Dinos Mitoglou wrapped up, and I'm inclined to, well, I wouldn't say I'll agree, but I can see that fan's perspective. Because was this a play on the ball? There's the drive, and that is just wrapping him up, isn't it? Doesn't look like a play on the basketball to me. But it's going to be a regular foul. No malice involved, of course. But are we going to have a coach's challenge here? Yes, because again, I can see that perspective. That was just a wrap-up move rather than a play on the rock. So is Coach Luka Banki going to use one of his coach's challenges for the foul type? Yes, I think he is. So this is going to be interesting, because remember, the change in emphasis after the Olympic Games was that it must be deemed to be a legitimate play on the ball. Danaturu rumbling his way towards the basket. Dinos Mitoglou. Is that a play on the ball? Again, my instinct was that it wasn't. Excessive, I don't think that was in question, but was it a play on the ball? Danaturu facing up in the low post, looking to attack the basket. That's the verdict. Regular foul is the call, an unsuccessful coach's challenge from Coach Luka Banki. So approaching 3 minutes gone. Panathinaikos yet to put the ball in the basket in this period. On the offensive boards is Anadolu. Anadolu, one of the league's leading offensive rebounders, 2.1 boards per game, puts him 7th in that regard, and that stick back makes it a run of 11 points without reply, spanning quarters 3 and 4. It's a one-possession affair after Panathinaikos led by 13 on multiple occasions. Leaving his feet to pass, catching out Ömer Yurtseven, but how about that for composure as he beaten the shot clock buzzer? Now Elijah Bryant's not convinced that he has. Ömer Yurtseven is adamant that he beat the shot clock horn. Oh, strip of lights above the box on the opposite basket. Can't be much in it. Remember, we had that call a couple of seasons ago where the ruling came of a partially illuminated shot clock, but their margins nowhere near as fine. Ömer Yurtseven, wonderful composure during a potentially broken play to finish at the rim to end the run of 11 points without reply posted by the home team. His team up by 4. Losing his footing, Shane Larkin bailed out by Elijah Bryant, who then relieves Roland Schmitz of the basketball. One-on-one with Kostas Lukas. Pull-up 3 off the dribble. Bryant drills it from downtown. Elijah Bryant with a bucket that brings his team back to within 1. And what a way to respond in this fixture during a playoff series where he's had real difficulty shooting the 3-ball. No fear on his stroke on that bucket. 2 of 5 from downtown, and then in the mix to draw a foul on Ömer Yurtseven. Elijah Bryant, currently the heart and soul of this Anadolu Efes Istanbul outfit. They are right back into this one. The illegal screen sees Elijah Bryant draw the foul on Ömer Yurtseven, and watch him take on responsibility here. Crossover dribble left, pull up. This one having been down by 13 on multiple occasions in the previous quarter. Elijah Bryant, pull up 3. This one long and off left. Rebound, Kendrick Nunn. So Nunn exploring his options. Oh, that is a tough bucket from the league MVP. So calm in a crowded lane, getting to his desired destination, and from his trusty southpaw left, delicately using the window once again. So Kendrick Nunn, having made both of his free throws in this game, now on a streak of 22 consecutive makes from 15 feet away. Elijah Bryant hearing it from the crowd after his terrific cameo on both sides of the basketball. And despite the efforts to dazzle Kendrick Nunn with twirling flags and lights from smartphones, he now makes it 23 consecutive free throws to give his team a 2-possession lead. They're up by 4, being outscored in this quarter by 5. And we've got a blocking foul. Shane Larkin on the drive. Larkin crossing up Grant into his gather step. That's where the foul came. I think it's going to be a foul on Grant rather than Wenyen Gabriel, because he's checked back into the game with 4 fouls against his name, having picked up 2 fouls in the first 34 seconds of quarter number 3. So it's Jaren Grant indeed who is called for the foul. That's his 3rd. Shane Larkin to the free throw line for the first time tonight. An 87% free throw shooter for the season is Larkin. So Shane Larkin makes both. It is a 1-possession affair. 2 points the advantage for the reigning champions as we approach the halfway stage of of this fourth quarter, and there is confirmation on a night where the teams haven't been to the free throw line very often, but they have made every free throw opportunity that has come in their direction. Caught at the second attempt by Kendrick Nunn. Now looking to back down Shane Larkin. Spins away from the defender. Looking to thread the needle underneath in a crowded lane. But the pass picked off by Roland Schmitz, his second steal of the game. Larkin backing up to give himself running room. Wants to go one-on-one with Slukas, whose hands acting like a glue trap once again. Larkin recovers his dribble, drives, dishes, and the rim-rocking jam from Danaturu ties things up at 68 points apiece. A terrific drive and dish from Shane Larkin. Danaturu, no dribble required, rocking the rim once again. 5 of 7 from the field, and it is all square. And how often has Danaturu provided the punctuation point on plays that may only be 2 points on the board, but get the crowd totally energized at the Basketball Development Center in Istanbul. Well, here in quarter number 4, it's the reigning champions who are finding it difficult to put the ball in. So as we approach crunch time, even Stevens on the box score, 68 points apiece. Dinos Matoglu defended by Danaturu. Danaturu with active hands, moving his feet to stay in front of Dinos Matoglu, but I think he's going to be called for the foul. So there's the contact. Danaturu called for his first, and when you consider that he's blocked 4 shots, that's the effectiveness with which he has played at the defensive end. Big body from PJ Dozier. Kendrick Nunn, mid-range J, bucket. Kendrick Nunn with 21 points in the game on a scarcely believable stat line of 9 of 11 from 2-point territory. Incredible efficiency. The deadlock broken. Diving into the lane is Juancho Hernan Gomez, and he's forced a foul here. Drawn a foul. Got to give up position to get possession. That pass, easy pickings, presented to Juancho Hernan Gomez, and his activity and anticipation drawing that foul. How important coaching is in this league in general compared to other leagues around the world, but in playoff time in particular, even more so. Danaturu helping out with a big hedge and a swipe of the hand. Slukas with a little bump from Larkin. Nice catch, hanging in the air, but Dinos Matoglu with nowhere to go. And he didn't block the shot that time, but the presence of Danaturu is significant in altering the outcome of that field goal attempt. He comes to set a screen, now slides down the lane, bullet feed to Darius Thompson. Danaturu squaring up, works the jab step, driving his way to the rack. Extraordinary footwork, an incredible contortion from Danaturu from the short corner, rumbling his way into the lane and finishing with his offhand at the goal. And then Danaturu with a block shot on the inside. 5 blocks in the game for the second time in a series from Anadolu Efes Istanbul. It was Vincent Poirier in playoff game 1, and here in playoff game 3, that previously unprecedented accomplishment equaled by his front court partner. Danaturu with 5 rejections in a postseason game on a night where he leads his team in scoring with 14, denying the league's leading scorer and MVP with his long arm of the law. So having tied things up at 70 points, legends established. It's all very well doing it on home floor when your team is behind you, your fans are behind you, as Kendrick Nunn from deep, off the mark, rebound Dinos Mitoglou. But can it be done on the road? What's the call? Offensive foul! So with 2:38 remaining in quarter number 4, the recycled 14 sees Panathinaikos come away empty-handed, because Kendrick Nunn leaving his feet to pass, and his momentum carrying him into PJ Dozier, who was standing sentry just above the defensive semicircle. So Dinos Mitoglou taking a seat on the bench. That's practically an offense for defense swap. Gabriel Wenyen Gabriel onto the floor with 4 fouls against his name.
In game 3.
Lucas taking a breather. Shedi Osman checking back in. So 2.5 minutes remaining in regulation. Darius Thompson from the sideline logo finds Danaturu in the high post. That's asking an awful lot of Roland Schmitz. And again, attempting to offload from the high post to his front court partner in the low post. But that lob pass perhaps a little ambitious. Crucial to know your personnel. He wasn't squared up in the direction of his receiver, and that makes it where both teams are perfect from the free throw line. Perhaps fitting that the number of turnovers is even as well, because that is how little there is between these teams. And of course the most important numbers in terms of points, that or square 2. Kostas Lukas off the iron, ball still loose, goes to Slukas, 3-pointer off the mark. What an offensive rebound and a hustle play from Kendrick Nunn. Getting that offensive rebound off the iron, and then watch him give up his body, diving full length in a bid to retain possession for his team. Poked away by Roland Schmitz. And again, it's those types of effort plays that will not show up on the stat sheet, but are so valuable to the entire team in their fight for possession and indeed the victory here tonight. So, under 2 minutes to play in regulation. Jaren Grant rotates it to Kendrick Nunn. Big screen from Dinos Mitoglou. Now there's a mismatch on the perimeter and down low. Nunn dancing with the dribble. Aturu moving his feet, commits the foul. FS in the penalty, so a trip to the free throw line forthcoming for the man who has sunk 23 free throws in a row, having made all 3 of his foul shot attempts during the course. Rallied to beat FS 87-83 behind Juancho Hernan Gomez. He had a career high in terms of points and rebounds. A 20-point, 16-rebound performance that produced a PIR of 40, which is unsurprisingly a career high. Meanwhile, back here tonight, Kendrick Nunn continues his unerring consistency from 15 feet away, breaking the deadlock, his team leading by 1. So Kendrick Nunn, 5 of 5 from the free throw line, 22 points in the game on 9 of 12 shooting from 2-point territory. His team with a single score lead, 2 points the advantage. Shane Larkin bumped by Jaren Grant. Shane Larkin probing with the dribble on quick crab-like steps into the lane. He's now back to the half-court logo. Huge mismatch against Juancho Hernan Gomez. Beats him with the show-and-go dribble. The hesitation shaking up Juancho Hernan Gomez, resulting in that mid-range runner from Shane Larkin to take him to 15 points in the game to lead his team in scoring and tie things up at 72. Kendrick Nunn crossing up PJ Dozier. He drives over Aturu, too strong off the glass, but on the spot is Wenyen Gabriel for his first offensive rebound of the night. He moves to 4 points in the game, his team leading by 2 inside the final minute in what has been a ferociously fought 3rd playoff game between Efes and Panathinaikos. Rejected by Juancho Hernan Gomez, able to run it down. It's a one-on-one opportunity. Oh, and that is a hard Bryant. Think he got a piece of the basketball. But Juancho Hernan-Gomez, having blocked this shot on the perimeter of Shane Larkin, was able to run it down, and then he was off to the races. Eyes on nothing but the rack. But that solid transition D by Elijah Bryant, hustling back, and watch his play here. Got the basketball, but also got a large part of the arm of Juancho Hernan-Gomez. So I don't think this can be called excessive, can it? Certainly was a play on the basketball. Two athletes going at full speed.
Foul review. Foul review. My view. So, active shooting started.
The two officials discussing the plays that were being scrutinized. It's crew chief Robert Lertemer delivering the verdict. Regular foul, nothing excessive. So to the free throw line, Juancho Hernan-Gomez, just a 63% foul shooter from the stripe this season. Playoff game one where he had that career high game of 20 points and 16 rebounds. He was 0 of 2 from 15 feet away. So both of these free throws will make it a 2-score game. Event that we go to overtime, each team has played one overtime game this season. During the regular season, each of them prevailed in the overtime fixture that they contested. Anadolu Efes Istanbul, 11 two-score games this season, and they are 6-5, and of course that is the margin by which each of the playoff games have been decided. One-score game in playoff game 2, two-possession affair in playoff game 1. So the reason for mentioning all of that is that both of these teams are battle-tested, and given the personnel that each coach has at their disposal, you would expect nothing less. All of them thriving in the fire of crunch time in close competitive encounters, as Kostas Lukas calmly sinking both free throws from 15 feet away, and he knows how big those buckets are. Kostas Lukas, one of the best free throw shooters of all time in the Turkish Airlines EuroLeague. His 94% clip this season puts him at number 6 in the EuroLeague standings. So it's a two-possession affair. Anadolu Efes Istanbul need to score twice. Hedging out to help at the halfway line is Dinos Matoglu. It's a high 3-2. Lots of space could be penetrated with the dribble. The attacking Shane Larkin will go to the free throw line to shoot 2. He's made both of his free throws tonight. Shane Larkin getting by Grant. Wenyen Gabriel with the reach. That will be his 5th and final foul. He'll take no further part in the game, but he, the man who sunk the final field goal. For Panathinaikos Aktor Athens. After being shaken up, Juancho Hernan-Gomez back in. So it was Kostas Lukas who shot his free throws, but now he's recovered from that hard foul committed by Elijah Bryant, and his size now available on the boards for coach Adrian Ataman. but Shane Larkin calmly connecting on both free throws. 2 points to lead for the reigning champions. 4.7 seconds the differential between the shot clock and the game clock in the closing stages of regulation here. Full court pressure being applied. They get the basketball in bounds. Kendrick Nunn so composed with the basketball. Sloughing off to the halfway line is PJ Dozier. Jaron Grant rotates it to Dinos Matoglu, scrambling, swarming, seeking to double team and trap all the home team. Slukas picks up his dribble. Dinos Matoglu steps into a three and lands it. Impeccable execution in the face of swarming, trapping defensive pressure applied by Anadolu Efes Istanbul. Passing out of the double team to find Dinos Matoglu from the wing, who calmly drills his fourth three-pointer of the night to move to 18 points in the game. It is a two-score game, with Panathinaikos Actor Athens prompting jubilant scenes up in the stands among their spectators. They have a 5-point advantage. In the waning floor, FS need to score twice without reply. So Dinos Matoglu has been outstanding here tonight. 18 points on really efficient shooting, including 80% from downtown, sinking 4 of the 5 free throws that he's attempted. So 6.8 seconds remain. FS need to score twice. Stranger things have happened in basketball, but they need a quick shot and then the basketball back. Roland Schmitz gives it back to the inbounder. Darius Thompson for 3, and he connects from long range. Ice-cold temperament demonstrated by Darius Thompson, and perfect execution of the play drawn up by coach Luka Banki. We mentioned prior to the opening tip that this a matchup of brilliant basketball minds over on the sidelines between coaches Ardgin Ataman, the visiting coach, and Luka Banki, the home coach. And my goodness, the plays that they have, 2-point game with 3. So 0.3 seconds will be added to the game clock. 4.1 seconds remaining. So far, Coach Luka Banki's pre-game prognosis proving to be spot on. Mentioned in our opening that he felt it's going to be very much a case of staring into the looking glass, because you have two teams of elite quality, each with competitive mentalities and the temperament to think and function in crunch time. Now, what's happened here? That's football, I believe, from Danaturu. Now, surely that much time hasn't come off the clock after that infringement, has it? And that's what Danaturu is inquiring about with the on-court officials. There's the football, no query there. But the ball landed in bounds first, remember, so when did it go? Well, excuse me, no, on a football, that's the infringement, not the ball going out of bounds. Football is the infringement. So I don't think that took the time that is currently off the clock.
Do you want me to measure the time?
Yes, please.
Okay.
From the moment.
At the moment.
When the ball went out of bounds, but of course it's a kick ball, which, as crew chief Robert Lutamosa said, is an immediate violation. So 4.1 seconds remain on the clock. Panathinaikos with the advantage. Each team perfect from 15 feet away tonight. So in the event that the gamble for a steal doesn't reap instant dividends for FS, well, they'll be picking their poison, no doubt seeking to commit a foul, but then be sending Panathinaikos are a perfect 14 of 14 from the free throw line tonight to the line, and hoping that they missed one, or both of course, and then their 3-ball would give them a win. Here's the attempted steal. So the steal not secured, the foul committed instantly by Shane Larkin. That apparently took 0.9 seconds. I'm sure we'll take another look at the game clock. Kendrick Nunn, the game's leading scorer, is a perfect 5 of 5 from the free throw line tonight. It will be a 2-score game with 3.2 seconds remaining. Efes will be hoping that he misses one. Of course, they'll be hoping that he misses both, but if he misses one, a 3-ball will tie things up. But not only is he 5 of 5 tonight, Kendrick Nunn is now 26 free throws without a miss. 26 consecutive made free throws, having made that foul shot, Kendrick Nunn. And Kendrick Nunn's consistency as healthy as ever. Deep 3-ball off the one leg, doesn't go. And Panathinaikos bounce back in brilliant fashion, having ceded home court advantage after they were edged out 76-79 at the Oaka.
Mà cái cuộn này mình ngửi rất là rõ mùi gừng này, mùi thịt này, mộc nhĩ, nấm hương này. Đó, rất là thơm. Cuộn hai bên vào trước này. Sau đó con gập cuộn tròn. Cuộn tròn miếng bắp cải lại. Cuộn chặt chặt tay một chút thì nó sẽ không bung. Đấy, như thế này là hoàn thành rồi này. Bắp cải nhồi thịt thì ăn sẽ đỡ ngán hơn này. Lại ngon cơm nữa. Gập đôi lại này. Sau đó cuộn lại thôi. Đấy, cứ thế là mình sẽ cuộn thành một đĩa dài như thế này. Tiếp tục. Có những miếng bắp cải khá là to thì mình có thể xé ra nhé. Mình cuộn bé một thôi. Để vừa miếng ăn.